Alright guys, I'm going to put this machine together really quick just to make sure like everything is okay. So this is my homemade one. Here's a frame I ordered. I really like the frame. It's not actually full steel or whatever the hell. This one's somewhere else. So, it's whatever they use on all the Chinese machines. So what we'll do is we'll pull everything off of here. Do that kind of quickly. And to show you this can be done fairly fast, I guess. So as soon as I say that, I'll probably eat my words. I noticed that one of these machines I just ordered doesn't have standard sizes. Like I wonder if they actually used American size, which would be a real shocker actually. So like all the American ones are 832, and I don't remember what these are. Something else. I should know because I've wiretapped all the stuff and done this and done that. So this is a frame I made. It looks okay. It's cool. But we want to make sure that our $9 frame that we just ordered is going to work for us. So we need a washer underneath the front coil. Okay. And I like having the binding post and the capacitor in a different spot on these. I don't really like where they're scrunched up in there. I like having the open back part. Although I do like that with the rubber band, because what happens is you go to put your rubber band on, and it's too big. A lot of them. So I'm hoping I'm getting all this on the camera. Okay. You need that washer in the front because your bar is coming down at an angle. Come on. Come on. Come on. I've done this so many times it shouldn't be this hard. What's nice about, buying a frame that's already made, they've recessed the holes and all that good stuff. And then, like the front one's usually got a slot in it. You can move it around a little bit, one way or the other. Okay, so we want to make sure, where do we want our capacitor? Do we want it behind there, or do we want it right here? And in this case, it's going to be probably easier to have it in the middle, even if it doesn't look as cool, just because of the length of the wires. Now I'm not tightening any of these up all the way, just leaving them loose. So that way I can get in here and do my thing. I'm wondering, okay, yeah, they do the binding post like that. So you need the insulator needs to be on the outside. It's like, that don't look great. This one's kind of set up for this other thing, because the frames on these other ones, you actually have to have it kind of coned out. You see that there. If you don't do that, then it'll be too close to the coil. So let's see here, should be able to take this. I thought I had some other parts, but for now we'll just use what's sitting here. This one here doesn't really slide through, so you have to thread it. That's okay. We'll deal with it. Actually, probably should have put that one on the other side. I have 2 pieces. And then we get this here. Take that. So make sure you get the post where you want it. Tighten it down. You might have to adjust it later if it doesn't want to stay on your clip cord. Just give it a little bit of angle one way or the other. Insulators on here. Put that there. Sometimes you gotta add a washer here if the top post doesn't sit where you need it. Okay. The wires on this one are quite long. Remember. So sometimes you want to clock your coil a certain direction too, but basically you can see this one way the hell off. And I probably want that behind it, not in front of it. So, just kind of gotta finagle it, get it where you need it, adjust, readjust. That looks pretty good. Give it a little snugness. Okay. We need to change that later, but we're not going to worry about it for right now. And our contact all the way up. See where our bar lines up. Looks pretty good. Make sure, try and keep it lined up with the vise hole. Test it. Make sure that you have a gap in the back. You want it to hit the front one first, and then you want a gap in the back. Everybody has a different opinion on what it should be. Some people say a business card, whatever. This one's a little bit more than that. My bar is not completely straight. So now I will need a piece from over here, on, which is why I buy cheap machines. But if you have like a screw like that and it's the right thread, you can just put it on there and put a washer, tighten it down. Or you can do like this kind of thing where you run it through here and then have a nut on the other side. It doesn't really matter as long as it holds the tube in there. So this one here is probably out a little bit far. Definitely looking like a shader. Nickel shader. Alright. So, let me find my cord. It should work, but every time I do this, it never do. That's not the cord I want. It's going to a different supply. I've got all this stuff sitting here from the package, and I don't know where the other end of my cord is. Right here. Okay, so doesn't matter which one. Just whatever. They always seem to fit better a certain way. I just realized too, I did not put a yoke in it. And so you wouldn't be able to put a yoke in it. So I don't know how well this machine's going to run because the frame is kind of not magnetic. We'll have to try it later and see. I don't have time to deal with it right now, but I'm at 8 volts and it's like 8.5. We'll close the gap a little bit. Sounds good with that gap and about almost 7 volts. Interesting. So anyway, there's your yoke, but you can't run 32 millimeter coils in this with a yoke. So that yoke means that this frame here is only good for 28 millimeter coils. So it's kind of a limitation. I don't think this runs as good as it could because there's no yoke. So maybe I'm wrong. And you can't put it on the bottom. You could machine out the frame, but why would you do all that? I mean, like, it's a cheap frame, but it's not really magnetic. So my arm is sticking to this thing. It's getting hot in here. Okay, I can't do that with this, and it has nothing to do with the weight of it. I mean, so if you have, so we know this is not really great. Here's a machine, very similar frame, geometry. Can't pick it up. You can almost pick it up from there. Same with this one. Anyway, so the magnetic flux between the two coils without something magnetic underneath it is not as strong. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if we'll run into problems with this or not. I think it seems to run pretty good, but I think that it would benefit from 28 millimeter coils in the yoke. And so that means that if you're buying this machine to use full-size coils, well, you're in for a surprise, just like me. So, cool machine for $9. Nice, cool-looking frame. but the material that it's made out of is very, very low in steel, which means that they figured out some kind of way to mix it with some crap and, you know, save money. So there you go, guys.